Hey everybody, and welcome back to another one of Mudflap's movie reviews. My name is Mudflap, and today I'm going to be reviewing West Side Story. Let's get into it. West Side Story was directed by Steven Spielberg with music by Leonard Bernstein. It stars Ansel Elgort, Rachel Zegler, Arianna DeBose, David Alvarez, and returning to the screen once again is Rita Moreno, who was in the original. At the start of the movie, we get a really cool overhead panning shot of construction of new apartment buildings going on in downtown New York City. And that's where we first meet the Jets, which is a New York gang, which is led by a guy named Riff. So this movie takes place in the 1950s in New York City. It's a modern day tale of Romeo and Juliet. During the 1950s in New York, lots of immigrants were coming over to America, and that's one of the main focuses of the whole movie is how divided Americans were with people coming over from other countries. The Puerto Rican gang, the Sharks, which is led by Bernardo, they were at odds with the Jets the entire movie. So throughout the course of the movie, we see the rivalry in every little thing. It's a pretty good analogy of how America was at that time, especially among the youth. Lots of gangs in New York City at the time. So this story follows a girl named Maria, who is the sister of Bernardo, and Tony, who used to be a member of the Jets. We got someone from the Jets falling in love with a Puerto Rican, and both sides don't want that to happen. You know, it's that classic forbidden love that we've seen time and time again throughout cinema. So West Side Story originally started as a musical back in 1957. The lyrics were written by the late Stephen Sondheim, who unfortunately passed away just a few weeks ago. And then in 1961, the musical was adapted into a movie starring Natalie Wood as Maria and Richard Beymer as Tony. That was a really great movie. I've seen it a bunch of times. You know, I was comparing the new version of this movie to the old the entire time just to see what I liked and what was different. So West Side Story is one of my favorite musicals. Mainly I just love the lyrics, the whole message of the movie. Not only was it young love and forbidden love, but it was also the racial divide that was going on during the 1950s. Stephen Sondheim was a brilliant lyricist, and the world is really going to miss him. He contributed a lot to musicals throughout his time while he was alive. So I had reasonable expectations for this movie when I walked into it. All that it took to hook me really was seeing that it was directed by Steven Spielberg, who is just an amazing, amazing movie director. Everything he touches just turns to gold. He's got such a way with lighting. One of his particular moves with the camera is he likes to do one continuous shot that he doesn't switch angles. He zooms in, he zooms back out, and he wraps around, and he does it all in one smooth camera motion, which most directors don't do that. They usually like to switch between angles, but not Spielberg. He likes to do that one continuous long shot. Another thing I liked about this movie, the acting was really good. The music was amazing. The thing I liked the most was the dance choreography. It was 10 times better than it was in the original movie. The gym scene with the Mambo song, that was pretty much the same. It was in the original. There was one performance in the movie that was never in the original, and let me just say, it was off the charts. The choreography was off the charts, and then the camera work along with it really finished it out nicely. I've always had sort of a hidden love for musicals, but I've always just loved how beautiful musicals can be, the art of singing and dancing and doing it all together, all these crazy dance moves that I couldn't do myself. So I just always thought that was super impressive that people could do that and still maintain, the balance that they have with their voice, especially just the talent that they had just alone singing, and then combining that with dancing. Mad respect to all those out there who are involved with musicals, because I definitely can't do that. It was similar in a lot of ways to the original. A couple of things that this movie did that didn't happen in the original was some of the songs were not in the same order. They chose to present the songs in a different way, chose different characters to sing them, which I like that. I like it when directors choose to mix it up a little bit and then add a couple more extra choreography stuff in there and couple more songs in there to just keep the audience engaged. Another tiny thing that I thought was a little better than the original. So Natalie Wood was a huge star in the 1960s. Sadly, she passed away at a very young age under suspicious circumstances. In this movie, they actually cast a Hispanic actress, Rachel Zegler. So I just kind of like to see that they actually cast a Hispanic actress this time instead of a white actress. I think they both did a great job. They both have their strengths, but I just thought that was a nice little addition that they finally, did some justice, and they made it accurate that Tony was supposed to be a white guy and Maria was supposed to be Hispanic. I'll give this movie 7.5 out of 10 Mudflaps. I really enjoyed myself. It was exactly how I expected it to go, and like I said, Steven Spielberg is a genius. Drop a comment below on what your favorite musical is, and give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And feel free to hit the subscribe button as well if you want to be kept up to date on all my future reviews. See you next time.